Adventurous kids, explore with education and learning what a wildlife is in the Everglades. I want to explore the Museum of Discovery Science. What plants do butterflies like? I want to know about Key West. Adventurous kids, learning and fun. Adventurous kids!
Today, I'm going to tell you about why we sneeze in the sun. So have you ever walked outside on a day like today when it's super sunny and then all of a sudden just sneeze fits, just going crazy? And you're like, I don't have allergies, I'm not sick, what's going on? Well, 1 in 10 people are affected by something that scientists call, and again, I have to refer to my notes because, it's a mouthful, autosomal dominant compelling helioophthalmic outbursts. What does that mean? It means the urge to sneeze when exposed to light. So, hundreds of years ago, people used to think that if you sneezed, that meant your soul was leaving your body, which is why we say God bless you when we sneeze. Obviously, today we know that that's not the case, but it doesn't mean that people back then didn't ponder, just like we do today, hey, why is it that every time I'm going outside, I'm sneezing? So one of the first people to at least wonder about it and record their wonderings was actually the famous philosopher, Greek philosopher, Aristotle. So Aristotle once asked, why does the heat from the sun make me sneeze? Now here's the thing, Aristotle was a smart guy, but he had something wrong there. It's not the heat from the sun, it's actually the light, and we'll get back to that later. Hundreds of years later, another philosopher named Sir Francis Bacon also wondered something similar about sneezing. He theorized that actually it was when you went outside and the light was so bright, made you squint and kind of had tears roll down. He theorized that it was the tears hitting your nose that was making you sneeze. But of course that's not true. There's no evidence to prove that tears falling down your face make you sneeze. Also, if that were the case, every time you cried about something sad, you'd get sneezes. There are theories about what causes it, because to this day, scientists don't know why we do that, right? But there are some theories. So we sneeze when our nose is irritated, right? Just to keep things from getting up there. That's why we have nose hairs. The nose hairs keep things from getting into our sinuses that shouldn't be there. The optic nerve, which is a part of the brain that controls your eyes, is right next to the part of the brain that controls the old sniffer, your nose. So the theory is that when you step outside and the light hits your eyes, there's a little bit of a miscommunication happening in the brain, where instead of your optical lobe being the one that's taking the full brunt of the sunlight, your nasal passages are also getting irritated. Right? They think, or at least your brain thinks that's what's happening. And so one of the reasons why scientists want to study this phenomenon is because sneezing in the sun isn't harmful, right? If you're one of the 1 in 10 people that's affected by it, it doesn't impact your life in any way unless you live in Florida and people just constantly think, you have allergies. But there are other diseases and other illnesses that light hitting your eyes has an effect, right? So the two main ones that come to mind that I can think of are epilepsy and migraine. So epilepsies are when you have seizures, and flashing lights can cause somebody who has epilepsy to have a seizure, or migraine. So if you're somebody who suffers from getting frequent migraines, when you're in a harsh light, it can make the migraine so much worse. And so doctors and scientists are really interested in why the sun makes us sneeze and figuring out and pinpointing the exact reason where the lines are getting crossed between those two parts of the brain, because figuring that out may lead to research and may lead to things that will help people maybe come up with a cure for migraines. You get migraines, take this pill, those misfires won't happen. Or even epilepsy, right? I think epilepsy being the most serious of those, and probably the one you'd want to cure first. There's an old wives' tale that said that if you have blue eyes, that's what makes you sneeze in the sun. But I have plenty of friends that have brown, green, different color eyes. They sneeze in the sun as well. That's what's called an old wives' tale, which is just a piece of information that's so talked about and so said all over that it sort of seeps its way into culture. Thanks for watching this Adventurous Kids episode.
What did you learn today?
Adventurous Kids!
Adventurous Kids!
What was the most interesting fact?
Adventurous Kids!
Adventurous Kids. Adventurous